All right. Okay. All right. Hang on.
I
We're
just
like
stopped.
live now.
I just stopped it and started it again.
All right. We fixed it. It's all good now.
it's gonna like.
It like caught up instantly.
I know, right? Add like another fucking. I need to add like 10, 15 fails.
What was that? We downloaded too much porn in the background? What was going on there?
It's got to be something like that, right? It's got to be all that porn that I've
was
got going.
crazy. It was like almost instantaneously, then we're here.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
What were you doing?
I've got to add like 9 more fails to this counter.
We were like, we're friends. What were you doing?
You can tell
was
me.
Was it bestiality?
Oh.
Was it grandma?
I swear it's my stupid phone.
You think it was your phone?
Somehow.
Well,
somehow it's my phone.
Much sense as anything I can come up with.
God damn it.
That was crazy though. It's like such a hard edit. And here we are.
And here we are. We're back.
All good.
All right.
You were totally doing something like dodgy in the background. Then you like shut it down and everything was fine. What was it?
No, I didn't. Why don't I have any personal?
Oh, you're not even gonna tell me, like, give me a hint. Must have been bad.
He didn't do anything.
Man, how bad was that? That you wouldn't even give me a hint.
Why do I have no personal contracts? That's weird.
Your bad internet ping. You have a bunch of personal contracts. They're just from like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah, exactly, right? They all just got tired of waiting.
They found other contractors. Free market.
So you're... Anyway, now we can have more...
more buffering. Right.
More buffering?
It wasn't too bad. It's all good. Right, you just flew past the planet.
I'm gonna like get a lag spike or something.
Towards the diamond.
That's pretty good. That's almost no ping.
Yeah, I feel like this is like a proper stream now.
Alright, now I've got personals. God, fuck you. Alright.
No, fuck you. How dare you?
Well, that's really annoying. Why? I don't know why I don't have contracts. That's all I want to do is try and do illegal missions, and I can't do any.
Illegal?
Illegal.
Right.
That's why we're being a gangster. We're doing illegal missions.
Right, sorry. Look, the lag might be effective.
So when does your little holiday start? Is your wife left now?
Monday morning.
Monday morning. We have it's Golden Week starting. Golden Week is starting here on Friday, but I got
What's that?
Golden Week's just like a series of holidays that are kind of close together. So people usually take the whole week off.
It'll be for a reason. What's the reason?
It's a couple of different holidays, all kind of tightly packed together. I think one of them's Children's Day, one of them's like Green Day. Not the band, but like, you know, like greenery.
That's immediately what I thought of. I'm so retarded.
Green Day is really big here, and so we take a national holiday every year to celebrate the band.
No, Japan's better than that. Yep. All right, so it's just like a week of like public holidays.
Yeah, and there's a dude there.
Have you got plans then? Are you working? I'd imagine you're not working then.
No, not working.
And your wife is also not working, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm gonna work a little bit.
I'm not working, I'm gonna work a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. That's what I have to say to that.
I'll be working a couple of days during the Golden Week, but
just enough to cause a problem for organizing a family holiday away.
But I'm not going to work tomorrow, and my wife is going to work tomorrow, and my daughter is going to go to the nursery. So I've got some free time tonight to burn the midnight oil.
At least your stream's working now, so that's lovely.
And look what happened. What a disaster.
That was a pretty fuck start. Like, that's... What was that? That was a
weird. What the fuck was that? Oh, I can't pick up a package in this fucking plane. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Why do I always do stuff like this? Oh, it's a caterpillar.
You're meant to know how this game works.
I know, I'm so stupid.
You're like all over the like patch notes and you're like, oh, chose the wrong plane. Such a rookie mistake.
It is, it really is. I know, and it's a hot planet.
I'd honestly be embarrassed right now if I was you.
Pretty embarrassed. Caught it all on stream as well. How do I even get in here? Estimated time of survival 45 minutes.
Fucking plenty of time. So much time.
Look at this guy. He's melted through the fucking floor.
He probably deserved it. He probably supported
Joe Biden.
I don't know, like it's hard to know nowadays, isn't it? What's the popular thing now? He probably supported things that are popular. That's not popular, right? He probably supported Green Day. Got melted into the floor for it. Were those interactable objects on the ground there?
Yeah, I think so. This guy
get like money for them, or are they just like aesthetic?
You can, but not until next patch.
Future feature.
Yeah, future feature.
Right, that's fine. Early access, that's fine. That's I have many. I have a game I play a lot of that's early access, so it'd be hypocritical of me to criticize that.
This is so dumb. What am I going to do now?
What are you going to do with that box?
Right? As soon as I get in the thing...
So you have no
it drops
space in the ship?
I don't think so.
You have nothing? Like, not even like a smidge?
No, it's just like two seats.
Door?
No. But do I have any external cargo?
Why did you choose this ship?
I was going to do bounties, but like...
This isn't a bounty.
They didn't spawn, and then I just randomly chose a different mission. Why did I choose this mission? Okay. Let's think about this.
How do you expect to grow your subscriber base with this kind of content? Is that too close to the truth? I don't know if that's... Do you like kind of hate me now?
Can I put it in my leg armors?
You can't... You don't have a personal inventory at least?
Well, I do, because I picked up some armor from that dude, but
oh, okay, right.
It's too small.
You know what the problem is? You've done the meta. You've like got that basic meta no cost armor, and now you can't carry anything with you. This is poetic.
What about if I just open exterior?
Is. Can you put it in the passages?
Right?
That makes sense on some level. You could like show it the world. This little box.
Or because there's a turret here, open.
There must be some fucking storage on this ship. Like, I refuse to believe there's no storage on this ship.
What if
or any ship, for that matter. You must be able to chuck it in there somewhere.
Right? You think I'd be able to chuck it up in there?
1,000%. 1,000%.
How do I chuck?
No, you gotta climb that ladder with it. Can you do that?
Probably. No, as soon as I climb the ladder, it will
yeah, it'll drop it.
It'll drop it. But look, see, I can place.
Just throw it up there. Why did you choose this ship?
Oh look, I didn't realize my
footprints. It seems
footprints.
like an exceptionally shit ship.
It's very good at doing other things.
Other than what? The thing you chose to do?
Yes. Also, really not the ship's fault.
Is that a ship problem or a pilot problem?
Probably user error. User error.
Yeah, end user error. All right. I'll calm down. Sorry. I'm sorry I yelled at you.
I wonder what will happen if I leave.
Well, you'll have a box left there that you should collect.
Stay there. I'm gonna be right back. Oh shit! I'm blowing the box around with my ship.
Oh, the like exhaust from the thrusters affected.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking sick. Like, I hate this game, like, with passion. But there's some elements of it that are like, yeah, I gotta give it credit still.
Yeah.
So you were moving that around with just your thrusters?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Happenstance. That's pretty sick. Like, that's one of those things. Like, I've seen you move around in a moving vehicle. That's the other thing. 2 credits to this game.
What am I want to do? All right.
But honestly, that's coming from someone who fucking is 100% despises this game. You know, any positive input is good, right?
Yeah, of course. Let's have a look. Let's go.
Watching you bumblefuck around in the back of that vehicle when you were like moving around and getting pushed over, that was seriously the best fucking thing I've ever seen. That was like serious. That's some bullshit programming. That's hard.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I should have tried to show you the what do you call it? The going from EVAing into a area with gravity as well. That's always funny because you got to try and figure out which way's up and down.
Yeah. So I play a indie game that deals with that Coriolis effect really well, and it's like you can go into salvage a space, like abandoned spaceship, and you like completely lose your horizon, and you're like, I have no fucking idea what up and down is anymore. And it's like actually disconcerting. Like, I'm sure it's the same thing here, right?
Yeah, I really like the EVA mechanics, but not when I'm inside an area. I think that needs work. But you know, you can use a tractor beam when you're EVAing indoors, and that's a little bit more intuitive to grab the... Should I count that as another fail? Me taking the wrong ship? Maybe I should count that as a fail.
No way. No way. No, hang on. Well, first off, you gotta have like some guidelines to what a fail is. What are you failing? What's your guidelines for fails?
I wanted to keep
fails it or program fails.
I kind of wanted it to be a bit of both, maybe.
Oh well, then rack it up. Absolutely. Number 5.
But yeah, I definitely want it to be game fails, like the game
fucking up. Well, put that back to 4 then. If it's game fails, that was 100% of a game fail.
Also,
in fact, I would remove it down to 3 because it like showed me like the fit. So that means if another ship came in and thrusted that box,
I'd have to go chasing it or something.
no, it would affect it, right?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's a physical object that gets affected by
Like that's pretty fucking out there as far as coding goes. Like that's pretty awesome. There's no way they're gonna get this to work on like a large scale.
No, it's wild when you think about it. Like,
yeah, right.
They're trying to do 2 things at the same time: infinitely big and infinitely detailed.
Yeah,
it's like, choose one, and they're like, nope.
No, exactly what you said there is exactly been my major criticism of it.
Like taking the Cry engine, that's like a like Crisis is like
they're not allowed to use that anymore because they got sued.
No. I think didn't they get sued because they took the Cry Tech logo off the splash screen because they modified the engine so much.
No, it was a little bit more complicated than that. They
all right.
Yeah, but when you use an engine,
a first-person shooter.
About
a first-person shooter engine.
No, any engine. If you use an external third-party engine for anything, it comes with a set of conditions, and they definitely were working outside those conditions. So they were in the wrong, and that's fine. Whether or not you agree with that is irrelevant.
But you know what I mean? Like it's the Cry engine, so it's like Crisis is like a first-person shooter.
It's no longer the Cry engine.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like they're trying to make that engine be a universe simulator.
Not anymore. Like this is a completely different thing now.
Yeah, they call it the Star engine now because they've altered it so much. But like, you know what I mean? They're trying to make
basically start from scratch.
It's still yeah. They just it's a heavily modified version of the Cry engine. They hired.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they hired the old devs from Crytek as well to work on it.
That's fine, but I'm not sure it's the Cry engine at all. Like I, for better or worse, whatever that lawsuit was, I think it forced Star Citizen to create its own engine. And
they say it's their own engine, but it's just a modified version of, like a heavily modified to the point where it's unrecognizable. But like they started with the Cry.
I don't think that's true. I think it's actually a legitimate own engine.
But that's how crazy this project is. That they're taking a first-person shooter engine and trying to make it be a universe simulator. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to make a square peg going around the hole type thing.
I think you're wrong. I think that's like one of those weird things. Like, so it got like sued. They got sued,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Cry engine was like, no, this is outside of our terms of agreement, and they were like, fuck, fine, we'll make our own engine, right? That kind of forced them to make their own engine. Now, that's actually kind of positive in a way, right? Because now they're not contained to a set of variables from a third-party engine. Now they're making their own shit. Like, that kind of comes with the pros and cons. Cons are it's
take time
as you go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it comes with its pros and cons as it gets developed, but it's also like it has no limitations. Like it's what you want it to be. It's just dependent on that balance of incoming finances and outgoing results. But honestly, I think it's, and you know how much I hate this game. It's a fair.
I know, yeah. Yeah.
Even I would agree. It's making some pretty good progress.
Yeah.
I can hate a fucking thing. I'll always give credit when it's due. I will honestly give credit where it's due here. It's the last couple of patches have been making significant progress, and that's always been my major concern with it. It makes fucking no progress. It's like, now that's changing, and it's not confined to a third-party engine. It's got its own thing going on that starts to become, a little bit more relevant to what its end goals are, right?
Yeah, well, slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. This is 316. Yes, this is 316.
It can't be running on a modified CryEngine because they got the shit suit out of them. I'm pretty confident they're not allowed to use any of the CryEngine in their software.
Yeah, they don't really call it the CryEngine anymore because it's just basically, it's like, you know, if you take a car and you replace all the parts, is it still a Ford Datsun type of thing? You know, like.
What's that crazy fucking brand that does like Porsches, but it's not a Porsche? Is it like that?
Yes, sure. A Porsche.
Do you know that brand or not?
No. Lamborghini?
No.
Yeah, I don't play the PTU. I don't play the PTU. I think the PU has enough bugs for me.
PTU? Yeah,
the public test universe or whatever it is, or persistent test universe, what it's called. So they do a test server. So there's a new patch coming in a few days. So everyone's just playing 317, but I'm playing 316.
Alpha, right?
Yeah, the alpha of the alpha. That's right.
No, but that's early access. That's fine.
Yeah, and it's buggier. It's buggier than this. So it's like
a test server. It's basically a test server for an alpha. That's completely fine. I have no problem with that. It's all good.
But I can download it and I can play it, but I just don't because the PU is buggy enough for me. But apparently,
I imagine progress isn't ported over either.
No. It's this whole thing. Yeah, it's supposed to be. It's been delayed a lot, Lopez, because there's a new streaming tech that's gonna go with blah 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 blah, and so that's broken the game, and they've been trying to fix it. They're gonna fuck the game up this year with all the what do they call it? Server meshing stuff that they're putting in this year. It's gonna totally break everything. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, but because it's not like a released product, like as an outsider who hates the concept of the whole thing, that's actually fine. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. That's the thing I don't have.
That's actually the way
a problem with. Yeah, exactly right. Because like the other game people compare it to is Elite Dangerous, and Elite Dangerous was buggy and optimized and broken, but they released it.
No, that's not true. It actually
true.
way worse than
true.
that.
Oh yeah,
no, it's not. It's actually 100% worse than that. It had a stable, completely fine game that everyone loved.
Yes,
and then they released a paid expansion that added a thing that everyone wanted that completely killed the game.
Yeah.
That is not the way to do that.
Yeah, people pre-ordered that game.
Yeah, that's fucked, right? The expansion.
That's so fucked.
They pre-ordered the expansion to the game. And it's like they still haven't really fixed that, and that's not good enough.
No, it's coming up to a year old, that release.
I love indie games. I've got a bunch of them, like early access bullshit things, right? Some of them are abandoned, some of them aren't. But it's like, that's that going in.
Yeah. I've been watching some documentaries on the first Elite game. It's pretty insane what they did back in the day.
What, the fucking Commodore 64 game?
Yeah, what it came out? It came out on Amiga or something?
Amiga was later. I think C64 was the original Frontier, Elite. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, they used the Fibonacci system to generate the whole galaxy.
It's still you've got to be of that era to enjoy it, but it's still playable, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine a modern, a young person going to it and being like, "Yeah, I want to play this."
This is awesome,
right? But if you experienced it back in the day, you would totally still play it. There's some games that I remember from that era that I don't want to revisit. For example, Elite's not one of them.
That was the day of Pong and fucking Pac-Man or whatever. So Elite Dangerous was just blew everything out of the water.
That's not completely fair. like it was starting to make advances, but that was a pretty big leap. Like it was like,
Yeah, a game that you could just play forever
yeah,
with no levels.
well, but computer games are always a bit different than console games, right? Like that
Where the
was
fuck
the
am I
big
going?
distinction back there. You could have a PC, like real PC games were like you had to spend time learning to play them. They came with big manuals and lots to learn. And
Jeez,
console
like,
games were like sit down and have fun. Like, and they're both valid. Like, it's not a criticism; it's just an observation.
do you
And
hear that Elite
PC games
Dangerous?
obviously.
Do you hear
Sorry, what?
that Elite Dangerous is dropping support for consoles now?
I think that last expansion that Elite Dangerous released probably killed the game.
Yeah.
I think it was so anticipated and so poorly uh, uh, executed.
Implemented? Yeah, executed.
Yeah, it was probably it probably is enough to kill a game. Like it was, and it's still not fixed.
No,
And
no.
and it was a paid expansion, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Have I
40
got that
bucks.
wrong? Like
No,
I'm pretty
40
sure it's a
bucks.
paid expansion.
No,
Like
it's 40
that's not
bucks to
good
play.
enough.
And it splits the
Like
play base. Like, people who play
if you spend
Horizons can't
$40
play
and
with
it makes
Odyssey
the
Code.
game significantly worse to play, you fucked up.
Like, they broke VR. You can't play VR in Odyssey.
You can't play any of the game really. Like it's all fucked. Like in any mode, like it's a known problem. Um, and
Like,
that's just not good enough. If it's a free update, you maybe get away with it, right? But $40 isn't like no amount of money.
yeah, and this is over like a period of time. So, like, Horizons was 40 bucks. I think that's charged over $120 or whatnot for all the different DLCs that they've released.
I've been no fan of Elite Dangerous. I don't think it's the greatest game ever, like some people carry on about. But I can see the like drive of people who like it. But when you release a paid expansion that typically makes the base game worse, you're done fucked up.
King Lopez, you played Elite Dangerous. I've never played it. I've watched a lot of content on it though. It looks cool, but people say that it's really grindy. You're just grinding mats and stuff. You have to like upgrade everything.
Like
so like
almost 50% of computer games though. Right?
Yeah.
Like think about Diablo. Right?
Yeah, that's grindy. Pretty wild though, like 400 billion star systems or some shit. That stuff's insane.
Yeah, which is fine, except if you release a paid expansion that fucking kills the game, then you're a dickhead. You fucked up. That's no good. Don't do that.
Yeah, grindy games. It's like I get
a game that isn't grindy.
Yeah.
Be some level of grind in a game. That's the game.
Yeah. So I don't know. I probably won't ever check out Elite Dangerous, but I like keeping tabs on it. See what's going on with it.
What do you think?
Fuck. How am I supposed to get over there?
Well, an acceptable amount of grind is like that's not standard. That's individual.
Yeah, it's up to the person. Like some people love grinding D2.
But grindy.
You don't like the pump and grind? I actually don't know how to get to the drop off.
Like a bit of pump and grind and slap.
This is a grind. How the fuck am I supposed to get over there?
The grind finding the door.
I have to go back into my spaceship because I don't know how to fucking get to the
I'm
other
just gonna
side.
put King Lopez. What's your favorite game, like, of all time?
Say Star Citizen. Say Star Citizen.
No, even Luke, come on. Even your favorite game of all time wouldn't be Star Citizen.
Up there. No, that's Rust. Rust is my favorite game.
Really? Well, no, seriously, like, all the meme aside, what would be your favorite?
Apex Legends or Halo? I didn't expect that answer.
Sounds like a Twitch shooter, right? So,
Apex Legends is like a battle royale, right?
definitely. But they're, you know, the Twitch shooters. Fine. Like, there's a fair amount of grind in Apex Legends.
Is there?
Well, depending on what
Like,
you're playing it for, I guess.
you gotta grind skins or something.
But also, like,
There's like a separate area? That's so funny.
We're sorry. You exceeded the allotted time to depart. We will have to return your ship to
it's
storage.
ranked in Star
And
Citizen.
Thank you, and please visit again.
I'm
I
totally
played-
being a cunt, by the way. Just ignore me. That's what I do.
So there's like 2 sections to this space station, and you can't access them from one to the other. Is that what I'm supposed to believe? Is that what I mean? Led to believe? All right.
Carrying a bomb? It's
No, I'm trying to drop off. This is my box.
Are you just gonna bomb this fucking space station like a terrorist? What are you doing?
Don't die, don't die. Yes.
This looks suspect as. What's going on there?
Does look a little bit sus, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll just bring this box in here. It'll be fine. You want this? Give me some rewards.
Like, you figured there'd be like some security like stopping me.
Yeah, you really would. But I don't think I've never even. Have I ever seen a game like that? I don't think I have. This reminds me of the Ghostbusters. You know, they put the
Ghostbusters.
trap in.
Yeah.
Look at You're waiting for Dickless to show up, and
These aren't from the EPA. Remember that? Remember he was from the EPA?
yeah,
He's talking about how they weren't environmentally friendly.
Bill Dickless here told us to shut it off. Is this true?
This man has no dick.
That's not-
Look at my tiny little ship.
Well,
Yeah,
no
you
one's
go.
going to argue with an RTS. RTSs are the best.
Did you ever play Dune 2? Was I the only one who played Dune 2?
Oh, look at this! Survival-based building crafting games. This is your favorite. This is the best.
That's grindy, right? What
This
about
is the best supporter? That is my
What about-
fucking. That's the only game I play anymore. That and virtual pinball. Fuck, I love survival crafting building games. They're my jam.
Dune? Dune, as in D-U-N-E. What about... have you ever played Rust, Lopez? Alright, now I'm gonna have personal
crafting
mission.
games. God damn.
No personal missions. What is going on?
That's honestly what's stopping me playing Star Citizen.
What is? No, not enough base
survival
building.
crafting. Yeah.
Well, yeah, give it time. They'll add everything to this fucking game.
400 plus hours in 3 months. That's decent.
Yeah, I haven't played that much. But
Man, how did you... You must have drunk a lot of water to fucking satiate all that salt. I could never play Rust. It's way too salty for me. I'd get so angry. I'd be afraid I'd break my computer. Just fucking Hulk smash the whole thing.
You're gaming on a laptop, aren't you, Lopez? I'm not that good. In Rust, I hide my sleeping bag in the bushes, and I bury all of my stuff, so I don't even base build. Speaking of base building, I saw some cool bases that people are making in Fallout 76 now. Apparently that game's good, if you believe it. I saw this insane base that someone had built on YouTube.
It must be a pretty decent laptop to even run Rust.
Yes, Rust was too salty for me.
Yeah, but fucking 400 plus hours in 3 months.
Yeah, that's value for money.
I'd cut my own wrists if I played fucking 400 hours of Rust. I wouldn't be able to take it.
So, but you play Ark, is that right?
Yeah, but not on like official servers. That would be exactly the same problem.
So it's like solo.
Yeah, well, no, I don't really play solo, but I play like co-op. You know, make my own server and have friends join to like, or kids. You know, fucking kids love to play games with their parents. It's a pretty good thing.
Yeah, I'm surprised how many kids have started to play Star Citizen.
Ah, The Forest, 7 Days to Die. This dude's all over it. They're good games. Are you excited for Sons of the Forest? That looks fucking sick.
I haven't heard of those games.
Ah, you would love The Forest. The Forest is fucking intense, man. We should play that. I would play that with you. There's no way you wouldn't get affected by that game. It's pretty fucking sick. It's a good game.
It's scary.
It is one of the scariest games I've played. It's full on. It's a game I won't play solo. It's too scary. Like a big baby. But Lopez, have you seen Sons of the Forest? Looks pretty good. Pretty excited for it.
Oops.
If you haven't, YouTube it. If you're into the forest, you'll love a look at that.
Baka Jojo Gaming. Come on. Just let me land.
Yeah, that's all that's available at the moment. Some early trailers. But even those look pretty good. Apparently this year. Apparently within the next like 3 or 4 months. But hopefully they'll release it when it's ready. You would love that game, actually, Luke. It's right up your alley. You would really like the themes.
What kind of game is it?
It's a horror survival crafting game, but like the horror is real. Like it's like not like game horror. It's like proper psychological horror. It's pretty good.
I like that stuff.
Yeah, I think you would really like it.
I like the narrative and feeling of control. Income. Cannibalism.
That's what the forest does the sickest thing I've ever seen in AI, probably since Fear. Like Fear to me is like the pinnacle of AI programming, and I know enough about programming to feel like I have some kind of knowledge about it. But the forest does this great thing where it's like the enemies you're not ever really sure what they're gonna do. It's like it's pretty crazy. It's pretty good. They'll like run and threat display, and if you threat display back, they'll run away, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's like pretty fucking full on.
Oh, did I put my landing gear down?
You landed. Surely.
Did I put my landing gear down? Yes, I did. Why didn't I land? This server's borked, man.
Yeah, that game's intense, man. It's like no joke intense.
Why is someone's missiles on the floor?
You want to? Can you equip? You want to put them on board?
Yeah.
Like the Rocinante? They like.
I hope they're not
salvage-
my missiles.
Oh, you think you pooped out some missiles?
That'd be funny. Look at that. I haven't landed. That's so weird.
Ejaculators and missiles all over the place.
Look at this. All right, let's get out of this server.
There's like more at the back too. They're not yours.
That's weird. Fuck that. I'm out of here. All right.
Oh, so what happens if you leave the server with your ship open?
Should be okay. I mean, I contacted ATC, so it's saved, basically.
What's ATC?
Air traffic control.
Oh, okay.
I had to think for a second then.
So what have you done there? Why did you log out and log back in?
Because I suspect the reason I don't have any personal missions is because of something to do with the server.
Oh, okay, right, gotcha. You're just doing a refresh.
Changing the server to see if I can get some personal missions.
Gotcha.
Hopefully, we'll wake up in Grim Hex and there'll be no more fails.
I feel like that 6 is a little high. I don't like at least.
No, a lot of those fails were my internet fucking up. It was more on my end.
Neither your problem or the game's problem. It just seems like some random bullshit problem, right?
Right.
And then as a fail or circumstance.
One of those fails was my fuck up.
When you took the wrong ship.
When I took the wrong ship.
Yeah, I feel like we should be on 1 fail and like 5 circumstance problems.
All right, here we go. We're gonna get some.
Because it wasn't even like it was this like the server issue, right? It was like your whole internet was fucking up. That's not the
that's
unfair
right.
To the game.
It is a bit unfair.
And I hate this game, and I'm telling you, being a bit unfair. What does that tell you?
I'm being very unfair. Alright, we have to catch the elevator though. That's the problem with doing it like this. And the elevators can kill us. My computer doesn't like this area.
Yeah, the frames are what, 20?
Yeah. I wonder how much it's going to improve next patch, Lopez. Apparently there's a performance boost in the next patch, which is kind of crazy. I was watching a tech thing video about AMD's new chip, the 5800X 3D. Have you heard of this chip?
I think it's pretty magical thing, apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's good for CPU bound games. So for games that aren't really CPU bound, it doesn't do much. But for games like Star Citizen, it improves the experience a lot, which is kind of interesting. Myth of Empires, I haven't heard of.
I'm Googling it right now.
You are clear to launch.
Stanley Parable's on sale. I just got my daughter to play that recently. It's hilarious. She's like quite young, but she writes her own stories. I was like, yeah, you should play Stanley Parable. See what you think of that. She's like, sick. Awesome. It's good. Myth of Empires. Where'd you find that? It's not on Steam. Empire developer files a lawsuit. Alright, let's see what that is. Is that why you thought we'd like it? Because it's like shenanigans? We have a Chinese company and Studio Wildcard battling it out in the court cases. I'm happy to leave that alone. That's too much shenanigans for me. Yeah, you may or may not be able to buy that. It's in the middle of a court case. Like Age of Empires, like most old school RTSs. To be fair, a lot of modern RTSs kind of try to be a different thing than the old base building style. It's a shame. Even Relic has been fucking it up with their bullshit.
God damn it. Got me.
Did he charge you? Or did you charge him?
Right. I spawn here, okay.
I swear to God, you're a kamikaze pilot.
No, I didn't charge anybody.
Every time you die, it's like collision.
I did fuck him up though.
Every single time, it's like collision. It's like,
I
is that the
didn't do
enemy or
that.
you? I think it might be you. End pilot error. An APE.
I could have had him. I didn't play that very well.
That's literally what you told me last time. Remember, you were like playing the AIs, and you're like, almost had him.
Well, AIs have no excuse
Then we
not to
collided.
win.
You were doing it. That wasn't a player, was it?
That was player, yeah.
Oh, I take it back. Sorry, I thought it was AI. It's a completely different kettle of fish. Sorry, I thought you were just doing AI missions. My apologies.
Now, what I want, next thing I want to try is just to get a crime stat, and see if that helps me get
a crime stat.
Well, yeah. I mean, doing illegal missions gives you crime stats anyway.
Is this part of the pirate update?
I mean, you know, we've always been able to escort mission. I've never seen.
Sorry,
an escort.
that wasn't me being a cockhead. That was a genuine question. They did an update recently that was to do with like illegal activities, right?
Legal stuff's been in the game for a while, I think. But someone's made a request for a escort, and he's going to pay 1 UEC.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
Doesn't seem like a lot, no. Maybe I should accept that beacon and then kill that dude. All right, I'm gonna go get another drink. I'll be back.
All right. Hey Lopez, you ever played EVE Online? Yeah, like okay. So it's a pretty standard like MMO, like very standard, like it's very like look at the spreadsheets. But the one thing it does amazing that I think Star Citizen would really like be a positive boost is like player run economy. So if someone needed a thing, you can put up a request, and then a player has put up the request, and a player has to fulfill the request. I think that's what Star Citizen really needs.
What does it need?
Everyone went away when I was speaking, so I'll just go kill myself, I guess. I was just saying, like EVE Online, right?
Yeah.
It's a very standard MMO. It's really nothing special. But the thing that it does different than almost every MMO, and I think Star Citizen would benefit most from, is like player run interactions. So
yeah,
and there's a pretty simple example right there, right? So it's like miner X needs a security detail, and then someone who loves fighting goes and does that, right?
yeah.
Maybe it's against AI, maybe it's against other players. You don't know, right? That's the risk reward.
Yeah.
But the miner is paying from his credits.
Yeah.
Like that's the player run economy, right? Like if Star Citizen incorporated that, it would be a really different game. It would be pretty fucking incredible.
I think that's why he's only paying one what is it? 1 UEC. Look at its payment. 1 UEC.
It's like $1, right?
It's $1.
Yeah, right.
Because it's coming out of his his bank account. So that's why he's
which means it's, you know, either bait or not worth your time.
Could be bait. It could be bait. I would go there and kill him, but
like imagine this game with this level of detail, right? But you go to your like fucking little terminal and there's like player contracts.
Yeah, it's pretty basic at the moment. Like I think players should be able to constrain
player funds.
Yeah.
And then if you fulfill the contract, you get those funds.
Yeah.
Like then we start dealing with a different mechanic, and it's like, well, that'd be pretty exciting.
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's like the service beacons and stuff, which is kind of a very basic idea, or the very first iteration. So you have combat assist beacons. You have the escort beacon that guy just triggered. We have rescue beacons, like medical assist beacons. Or
the idea of incorporating the player run economy from EVE into a game like Star Citizen is fucking intense.
A crazy
Like,
idea, right?
That's not a simple thing. Like,
No.
saying it is simple. Doing it is like not simple.
Absolutely.
That's what this game. To me, that's what this game's potential is, though.
Yeah.
So if
pretty much.
So you kind of have like the flip, right? If you want to play a fucking game where you just look at spreadsheets all day, that's Eve. But if you want to be flying the ships and doing the thing, that's Star Citizen.
Yeah.
But they kind of need to incorporate each other, right? Like,
obviously, a smaller scope. Star Citizen has a much smaller scope than Eve, but like,
no, well, not really, because Eve.
Well, Eve has a big universe, and we have one solar system.
Eve has a big universe, but you only interact with it through spreadsheets.
Right, yeah.
Like, Eve is an interactive experience. It's a first-person role-playing game, really. Where Eve is really you sit down and look at tables of shit, right? It's really different, and that's the exciting thing about Star Citizen is like if you can incorporate that player-run bubble, like that becomes a completely different game. Incorporating that is not an easy task.
No,
that's pretty exciting an idea.
In 3.17, they're going to introduce the quantum simulation, the simulated economy. The first steps are kind of coming for that thing that they've been teasing for like 4 or 5 years now. And what they want is
NPC, right?
Right. Virtual NPCs running the economy. So they want 90% of the economy to be run by virtual NPCs and 10% to be done by the players.
Me personally think I don't think that's a good idea. I think if you wanted this game to really like blow up, it'd be like have it so it's legitimately difficult for a miner to go mine without an escort detail, and the only way you could get an escort detail is by offering your own personal funds to literally fund another player to escort you.
Totes.
With the balance being, if you don't offer enough money, that player might just rob you. Right? Like, that's the thing of Eve. That's the balance of Eve that makes it exciting. Like, but Eve is just a spreadsheet game. You start putting that kind of interaction in a game like this, which is so immersive, then you've got something special, right?
In 3.18, they want to have like physicalized cargo, so you can actually steal from people. You can actually rip out all the cargo from their ships and steal it. So once you're able to do that, I think piracy is going to be like the most valuable, most profitable profession in the game. And people that don't realize, like, nobody talks about how crazy this is going to be, but people like flying around with like 2 million plus credits worth of cargo, like solo. Like these dudes, just like, because like space trucking in this game is a big thing, right? So a lot of people like space trucking.
So the problem there, right, for Star Citizen is that 90-10 split. Is they want it to be mostly NPC interaction.
I did it again.
Like in Eve, the developers are like, as long as you're not actually breaking the law, fucking free for all.
Yeah. I don't know why I've been watching a lot of computer game documentaries recently. And I was reading an article about Eve, how it's just like it started off as they're just mining. You just mine stuff and you can make ships from mined materials. And that was basically like the loose structure, and you're just like, just do whatever the fuck you want.
Well, that's one aspect of the game, but yes.
So it seems really, really crazy. Like, it seems like really just have at it type of a.
The problem with Eve is it's not
game
immersive. You're always like a step back from what you're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I've seen it, people playing it, but like I think the graphics are cool.
I loved it, and the interactions I've had with people in it are amazing, and it's a crazy like story building game, even though it's a spreadsheet simulator. But it's funny like that, right? Because it's so free and it's so community run. It does that. If it's just like this, like in they're called like safe space or. You know, 0 sec or whatever, there's like different things, right?
Yeah.
So when you start to get to 0 sec and it's like the free for all, it really is like, if you fuck with the wrong people, they will come for you.
Mm.
It's pretty crazy. But also, if if the right people ask for a thing and you fulfill that, they reward you. Like, it's really weird. And that's not a design of the game, that's an outcome of the design.
I was hoping that Mortal Online 2 would be something similar to that. Something that was really organic and just like, I heard stories of people in game having reputations, and like they get known for crafting something very well. They found a secret recipe and then they become famous in game, and everyone goes and wants to buy stuff from them. And
Well, for me, Guild Wars 2 was the big sale for that, and I like Guild Wars 2, but it wasn't half of what it was trying to sell. You know what I mean?
no, and Mortal Online 2 has just fallen flat on its face.
Well, it's probably the same thing. It's like all sales pitch, no delivery.
Yeah, I go to that subreddit sometimes, and it's just like, it's grim. It's grim.
It's disappointing when that happens.
It's very, very disappointing. Yeah,
No
because
one likes that.
like you say, I think that Mortal Online 2 has the chance to be a real player-driven economy. You know, Chris Roberts has said like he doesn't want people to be able to hoard resources. You know, he doesn't want orgs to be able to like, you know, affect the economy. You know, of course, if it's 100% player-driven, then you can control the economy. You can artificially generate booms and busts and profit that way. And so that's why he's putting.
That's very human too, right? Like that's kind of the experience.
Yeah,
and
so
you
he's
like Eve kind of balances that out, right? Like, so in like high sec space, like high security space, you can always sell or buy a thing.
right.
Is it going to be the best price? No. Is it going to be the worst price? No. Sometimes, right? Like in high security space, you always have the option to sell the shit you mined or salvaged or whatever, right? But if you go to like lower security or zero security, where it's just like free for all, like that's like same materials, completely different rules. Like you could totally do that in Star Citizen.
Yeah, that would be wild. Like, because like, I imagine if that happened in Star Citizen, like you would have to be part of a guild. You'd have to be part of an org, otherwise, you would just get the short end of the stick all the time. Like, is that how it works in Eve? Like, you just have to be a part of an organization.
No.
Where am I going?
Eve's a bit different. Like, yes,
you can solo
it can help. Also, yes, it can be a negative because like mega guilds fight mega guilds.
Yeah, right.
So if you're part of a certain guild, and a like guild you're at war with, even spots you, you're fucked. If you're by yourself, like you can't do anything about it. In the same way that if you're just a solo player and some gankers group wants to do that, right? But then there's a whole, like that's the thing with Eve, like there's a whole aspect of that, right? So let's say you've got barely any money, but you can still put a bounty on that person. Like the person that killed you, you can be like, well, that sucked. I'm gonna put some of my personal money towards a reward for if someone kills that person, they get that money, and then that creates a whole bounty hunter element of the game just naturally. You know, it's crazy. That's fun.
Yeah.
But it's all done through a really like stepped back. Like it's not like Star Citizen all. Like it's like an RTS, if anything, right? You're really apart from the action. Like if Star Citizen had that, even a little bit, that element of like player controlled interaction, it would be a different game completely.
Absolutely. Like they have the events, they have like things like Nine-Tail events and the Xenothreat events, and I think they're just too hands-on-y. It's like there's like multiple stages and you do this, you do that, and then that triggers the next stage. And
it feels a bit like Guild Wars 2, right? You have those like universal events, and it's like, yeah, it's all AI based, right? What you really want to do is like trust humanity's going to be like fucking retarded enough to create its own chaos, right?
And that's why I love that they introduced the Jumptown event around Christmas time, and that was just like the best event, because all it was this factory is making free money. It's just printing money, and you can either be the good guys and pick up the drugs and confiscate them, or you can be the bad guys and you pick up the drugs and sell them. And everything else was just player driven. It was just like, really simple.
Between the people trying to sell them and trying to destroy them.
You can, well, because they're physicalized, you could steal ships, you could rob people, you could kill people, you could cooperate. Right. There's a lot of cooperations. And it's like, yeah, Star Citizen is all about, you know, the hand of the creator. How much hand do you want to use? And Jumptown is like by far the simplest event, and the way far superior than any other event. I'm bored by the other ones already. I've only played them a few times, and it's like, yeah, I get it. At least with the Nine-Tail events, you can play on the bad guy side and you can kill other players, but Jumptown is just perfect. It's just so simple.
So it's like, so I played EVE Online for a long time, right? And for a long time I played it solo, and I played it like co-op with my brother-in-law, and then he stopped playing. And then I got involved in a clan that did a specific thing. And then like there was just like this conflict of like humanity. I didn't want to be part of that anymore, so I left that. And then I went from high security to like not zero but lower security, and started. So in all my progress I was always interacting with the game's challenge, right? So all AI stuff, but I always had either the threat or the actual interaction of another player or player group, right?
Right.
Also, the market of EVE is almost completely player driven. So it's like, this player in a different sector to me needs a resource. If I can get that resource to them, they're going to pay me a lot of money, because they just can't be bothered, and they're further in the game. They have money to burn, right? They would rather pay another player
that makes sense,
some insignificant amount for them, but a massive amount for a lower player, to just go fucking mine a resource to give them to build a ship, right? Or whatever they were doing. It's like, but it's all like, yeah, it's not immersive in the way Star Citizen is. Star Citizen is a first-person RPG, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
it's
if all it's going to do is versus AI, it's not going to work, I don't think.
No. It's hopefully they draw the right lessons. I mean, they've certainly you see them stepping in the right direction, then the wrong direction. It's just like, well, are they going to learn the right lessons? You know,
and mainly because there's just not enough content. You can't just make enough content.
No, they're still working on back-end stuff, still working on all the back-end shit, which is, you know, it's kind of shogunate. Like, it's such a massive fucking project.
Yeah.
But it's like, if all you're doing is back-end work, then eventually people are just going to get bored and the game's going to die. At the moment, it's picking up steam, but
the last couple updates have been pretty impressive, even for like naysayer.
If they can get Pyro in at the end of this year, that would be crazy.
What's Pyro? Is that a place or a...
That's the next solar system. That's the plan for this year. But I think it's been the plan for many years to have Pyro in. But Pyro is like almost 3 times the size of Stanton.
Sorry, is this a planet or a system? Or
solar system.
Ah, okay, right.
So I think it's got 6 planets. But it's going to be completely lawless. So Stanton's half-half. mid-tier is a bit lawful.
Yeah, that's kind of what they need to do. Like, that's exciting. They need to have the place where you can deal with the game mechanics, right? You deal with the AI, and everything's safe and average, right?
Yep.
And
You have your space truckers and your
you need a place where you
space
go
dads.
where it's like high risk, high reward, right? It's all player run, it's all bullshit, and it's all on the table. And that's what would make this game exceptional, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because you can fucking personally generate all the rivers you want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all like polishing the turd, I call. Like these kind of graphical updates. Like we're getting clouds.
And they're all cool, and the tech's amazing. I'm a tech guy. The tech's amazing, but it's not going to hold a player base.
No. It ends up being a screenshot generator. But the thing that's really engaging is like the player-on-player interactions and stuff like that. That's what I love so much about Rust as well. That's what really engaged me about Rust. And PUBG and all that sort of stuff. I don't want to shoot AI. I don't want to shoot bots. PUBG. I don't want to shoot bots. I want to shoot real players. But I just like Star Citizen's interactions, you know. It's like they're a little bit more varied. Jumptown is really crazy. It's like cooperating or just straight out fighting, or like these weird things in between where people would gain your trust and betray you.
It's like the social interactions of an MMO.
Yeah, I know. It is kind of like
outrageous.
It's like baby's first MMO. This game is like that for me.
It's kind of not really an MMO yet. It's more of
no. It's 50 people.
Online co-op shooter.
Yeah, that's probably that's a much better description.
Do you know what I mean? Like it can be, but it's also not really.
You're not going to give me the. How close do I have to get?
Eve has a similar system. Eve has a similar system of like if you lose your ship, if you got to pay like insurance on it, and if you didn't insure it, you lost your ship. I think that needs to be in Eve too, and I feel like they've kind of fucked that a bit with like real world purchases of ships, right?
Oh, this game.
Not fair to, yeah.
Yeah, totally,
like, That's not fair for people who spent like thousands of dollars on a ship or bunch of ships. They shouldn't really lose that permanently.
They won't. They've said many times you just
and they shouldn't, because that's bullshit.
No.
But
you would get sued for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, but they kind of fucked themselves there too, right?
I think so. Totally fucked themselves.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how that's going to work out in the balance of things.
And like, just continue to do it. There's like, maybe you could give them a pass in the early days, but it's like, when you said you don't want to sell the ships when it releases, so eventually you're gonna have to stop. Eventually you have to fade it out. Like when does that happen?
I guess a way you could do it was that what you're really buying is so in Eve you have blueprints and ships, right?
Right. So you have to really make the ship. Yeah,
right. So
that's interesting.
You could do that here. So let's say you bought the ship, you get like a full ship, like the ship's built, but you also get the blueprint, which is super rare and super expensive.
Right. So the ship can blow up and.
Yeah, but allows you with enough resources to build the ship again.
Yeah, right. That makes sense.
That would work. I think that's a good balance.
Yeah.
You get a ship. Like, I think if you spent some of these ship packs are pretty. That's the problem,
like some of them are like $2,500.
Right. Like it's
like
how do you balance that?
I think the Javelin is $2,500. But
how do you balance someone who spent more than $1,000 on a game?
Mental, isn't it? But you know, like
that's rough.
Star Atlas. Some of their ships are like $99,000.
Is Star Atlas that other game? Is that?
Yeah,
is that like
the crypto one. Whoops.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Star
that's
Atlas
the biggest scam I've ever heard. Star Atlas, right?
Yeah, Star Atlas. It's Star Citizen meets crypto.
Yeah. fuck that.
And it's as bad as it sounds.
Yeah, exactly. It's all like NFTs and shit, right?
NFTs, it's all the buzzwords. So
yeah,
Nanite, Unreal 5.
I just remember seeing a game that was basically based around NFTs. It's like, really? Fuck.
There's a few of them like Earth 2 and that sort of stuff, but where am I going?
How do you feel about NFTs?
I think that they're a waste of time, but I was looking at them because, you know, like, okay, so I want to go down the elevator. I hate taking the elevators. I was looking at it because, you know, I'm an artist. I make original images, right? So it's like, absolutely, 100%. I looked into the NFT stuff, and it's like, well, what do I need to do to mint an NFT? I think it's like costs $100 or whatever it is. So I could pay $100 and I put my image, my art onto the blockchain or whatever, and then I have a non-fungible token, like this unique.
So is that the worst word ever? Fungible?
Fungible. I had to look it up when I first heard it.
Me too. Isn't it fucking just the dumbest word?
But it's like, it basically means it's like a unique item, right? So I have to pay money to mint my original drawing to make it an original drawing. Like, it's already a non-fungible token. I don't need to mint it. I don't need to put it on the blockchain.
Well, in a digital space, that's not true. That's what the NFT is providing you.
That's they'll be able to take photos of my. Like, the idea is, like, in the digital realm, it's fungible. Is that right? So, like, you know, you can take pictures and trade my pictures of the artwork, but then the artwork is still non-fungible itself. The actual object is non-fungible. It's an artwork that I've created. It's unique.
But that's the same as like an original and a like fake, right? Like it's...
Right. A copy, right?
Yeah.
So like, what's like? There's. I looked at it for like 2 seconds. I was like, what's the point of this? I'm going to make
any
my.
Art has always had that problem.
Right. Like, I mean, and you have experts and people who can trick experts and stuff like that, but like, I can't imagine people would go to the effort of trying to forge one of my drawings. You can imagine someone stealing images of your drawings and using them without your permission. That's easy to imagine. But like...
Well, I guess it depends on the monetary value attached to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, or if they're just lazy, they're just ripping off images from the internet and reusing in their promos. You see that all the time with Star Citizen. They get their ship's designs get ripped off and used in mobile games or clickbait news articles. You see it all the time. But you know, it's just now I've got no personal things again. Why not? Why do I have no personal? All I want to do is be a bad guy. I just want to commit crimes.
No. Maybe you need to find a guy wandering around, just shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Just be like, just roleplay Breaking Bad characters.
I should just find someone and try and kill them.
Like, you know, like the Joker. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that movie. Yeah, I like that movie.
Just roleplay that. Just be like, you pretend you're like hurt by society, and now you're gonna like take it all out on them.
Did I expedite that? Okay, I have been hurt by society.
I watched the Joker with my wife, and she knows my background with my parents, and like when he started talking about his wife and it was all fucked up, it was like pretty intense for me. When he was like talking about his mum, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like that movie, but I liked it.
Oh, it was amazing. You know, like when he's talking about his mum ends up just being a lying bitch.
Yeah. She seemed really crazy. She was great. I like that actress as well. She's from 6 Feet Under, I think. But yeah, that's a good example of a movie that's really sort of concise in its scope. It reminded me of Iron Man, the original the first Iron Man. But like in the first Iron Man, there's like that big battle, the CGI battle at the end. Whereas the Joker is just like there's no dumb CGI battles. I think he kills like 2 or 3 people in total in that whole movie.
And the creepiest scene is when he doesn't kill the like midget.
Yeah.
Like that was so intense. I was like, he's like, you were never like mean to me. He's talking to that little guy.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
oh fuck, that's the most intense scene in the movie. Like on the edge of my seat. It's like, holy shit, what the fuck am I watching?
It's funny to watch
crazy.
a like an origin movie, or how would you say, like an origin movie of a super villain, right? Usually you see the superhero and it's like, okay, well now he's going to save people. You can imagine after the movie ends, now he's going to go off and save people and do good. But at the end of Joker, it's like, okay, great. Well, now there's a supervillain in the world.
So, as a comic book nerd, sorry to bring this up, DC is always like, it's never actually about the hero.
That's
like
good.
Marvel is always about the hero, right? Except in a couple of occasions. Thanos being one, to be fair.
Yeah,
but they fucked
Thanos
that
is
in
good.
The movies anyway.
I like Thanos. I'd never really heard of him until I saw the movies, but I liked his character.
Yeah, I didn't see Endgame, so I don't really know how it ended, but I saw enough of Thanos to know that they varied greatly from the comic book storyline, which was amazing. But like in DC, like it's always about the villains. It's not really about the hero. It's like it's kind of, that's what makes DC so interesting.
Yeah, I kind of feel like
me.
Superman's a little bit boring kind of character.
See, I've never liked Superman, but Superman is interesting because he's like do you know One Punch Man?
Yeah, Saitama.
Yeah, right? So Superman is like original One Punch Man. It's like, what happens when you have the ultimate power? Like, what is the story? It's in a comic from that era. What happens if you're able to defeat anyone? Like, what's the intrigue? It's like, well, it's self-inflection. Like, it's how do I interact with myself? Like, and I hate Superman. I've never liked Superman. He's not my thing. But I can understand like why people like him. It's not really because he's, well, some people like him because he's like the ultimate hero, but it's more about like how he interacts with himself, knowing that he could defeat anything. Like, it's kind of interesting, right? Like that's One Punch Man. That's what makes One Punch Man interesting.
Okay, that's a little bit punching above my weight.
I love One Punch Man, by the way. The manga, not the anime so much.
Oh, okay. I haven't read or seen. What about like Superman reminds me of Dr. Manhattan, and
Right.
how Dr. Manhattan just becomes more and more abstract. He just loses touch with his humanity as his powers grow. And
that
I always figured that that's what would happen if you were that powerful.
Yeah. So
Do you read much Alan Moore?
yeah, Alan was amazing. I read.
I don't think I've read. I don't think I've read any. I wanted to read Watchmen. He seems really interesting. I think I've read bits and pieces online.
He's not my favorite, but he's up there. Because so in the comic The Watchmen, right? Which is obviously where you're getting Dr. Manhattan from, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
It's what's that called when you do a thing but you're kind of dismantling a thing?
He's like trying to be meta or something, or postmodern.
It's not really meta. It's like can't think of the word. Sorry.
Not postmodern.
I guess it would be technically postmodern, but it's like can't think of the word. It's not really all my words have left me.
Nanonite. Nanonite sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar?
So my favorite comics guy is the guy that did the comics for The Boys.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why I liked him so much is he did a great version of the Punisher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Punisher Max. What the fuck is his name?
Yeah, I know his name, but I've forgotten.
I can't remember the dude's name, and he's like my favorite comic book guy. Hang on, I'll just put in Punisher Max. Because he kind of deconstructs is the word of it. Fucking hell, brain. Why are you like that?
Get rid of this. Where is he? No? I've lost it? What's going on with this game, man? Is he just not?
Garth Ennis. Right, there we go.
Sounds like penis.
Yes, it does. But Garth Ennis is almost the master of deconstructing superheroes, right? He did Preacher, he did The Boys, he did...
I did Preacher as well.
The Punisher Max, which is easily my favorite comic book series, and I'm big into comics. He just like dismantles the Punisher as a character, like, and then like tells stories about what happens if you have this person who's like a complete, like, for reasons, but a complete sociopath. Like, it's amazing. And you can kind of see that in Preacher and The Boys, right? It's like, have you read The Boys comic?
No, I just watched a couple of the TV show.
Yeah, which is great, but you should read the comic. Like, it's way darker.
Yeah, what's the main guy's Butcher?
Yeah, Butcher's like...
Seems to be a bit darker in the comics.
Way darker. And he's got this really sick relationship with, like, the female FBI agent. Like, they have these constant interactions with, like, fucking, but they're like they hate each other about it. Like, it's super dark and weird and amazing, right? He kind of... That's like his thing. He's a amazing, like, one of the few modern comic book guys I would follow. He's pretty great.
I did kind of look up the some spoilers for the end of the comic books for The Boys.
Oh yeah.
But
what do you think of that?
Well, I thought it was good. I think that I read that.
How do you feel about that Homelander twist?
I know that there is, because there's the guy that's like the Black Panther guy that's all dressed in black, right? I forget his name. It's not Black Panther.
I always think of him as Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe, but yes, I know who you're talking about. Yes.
Are you talking about that twist?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that twist.
Yeah. That's good. I don't know if the TV show will do that, but I think the TV show. I loved Homelander in the TV show, but like Butcher just seems a little bit too watered down. I think they should really
100%. No, he's too much of a good guy.
They should really go really crazy. I thought
like Butcher in the comics is a prick.
Like yeah,
a real prick that you can't.
Like he's a prick in the TV show. He's like, oh, you're such an asshole.
No, not but he's a lovable asshole. Right.
Do you see that Jack Quaid was on the RLM recent episode of RLM?
The Plinkett?
Yeah.
Plinketto? That's fucking amazing. I loved it.
Yeah. I went in blind, and when it was just like, he was like, "Hi, hey Jack, how you doing?" And then Jack was there, and he's like, "No, get out the way." And it was actually Jack Quaid. I was like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?"
I like that's like the main channel I check.
Yeah,
like
same.
Daily. There's a couple others, but like that's really the main one. So I'm pretty.
It's probably one of the only channel that I watch all the videos that they release. I think. Pretty much.
It's pretty fun. I like
that. Star Citizen.
What's crazy is some of those like bad movies I've watched those.
Have you seen Stone Cold? That looked good.
Absolutely, because that's
have you
Brian
seen
Bosworth, right? Yeah, no. So Brian Bosworth, his next movie has the best title for an action movie ever made, which is called One Tough Bastard. And the reason I've watched that is because that was exactly the time I was doing Aikido, and he's an Aikido guy.
Oh, really? He's Aikido. I thought he was like a football player or some shit.
He absolutely was a football player, but he also is like Aikido trained. And so in One Tough Bastard, he's basically doing Steven Seagal stuff, right?
Right.
And I was like right into that at that time. It's like, oh, I know that movie. I've watched that. That's a great movie.
Man, that Stone Cold movie looked insane.
It's a good movie. It's a legitimately good, like, if you're into that like 80s action movie bullshit, because it is technically a 90s movie, but
we gotta start movie night again.
We need to work on a streaming service that works.
Look, I can stream the movies. That's the only problem.
No, it wasn't working fully.
For me too.
Yeah, for everybody.
Because me and Ed watched The Expanse together.
Oh, it's just me then. Oh, yeah, but you were doing like a shared stream through Netflix, right?
Yes. No.
That's a different.
No. I'm pretty sure I was just sharing my
not
screen.
Netflix. It would have been.
Amazon
Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. No, I think I was just sharing my screen because my uploads are high.
100% no. If you do it, no way. We've done it. We're done. It didn't work. It was like you would have been done a Prime Party fucking.
Prime Party.
Like they have a thing for that, right?
A Prime Lemon Party, yeah.
Is that behind the? Is it green door?
Behind the green door.
Is that what that's called? Is it green? I can't remember what door.
Yeah, behind the green door. That's right. Yeah, it's green.
That's an intense movie.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Deep Throat either.
That's just standard fun, really.
It's funny that I've got this contract but no marker.
When was the last time you had some standard fun?
Why do I have no personal contracts?
Oh, you just gotta ignore that. Okay, fine.
When was the last time I had personal fun?
I said standard.
Oh, standard fun. I was going to say I have personal fun all the time.
I wouldn't ask that question of you.
All right, should I attack the security? Hurston security. Should I attack Hurston?
What are you trying to do?
I want to get a crime stat.
Yeah, you should shoot all the official things. Blow up a space station. In fact, you should wait till a player leaves the space station.
That's what I was gonna do, but like there was no players. There's one star system and only 50 people. Where are you shooting, mate?
Trying to kill the planet.
Well, I got my crime stat at least.
Did you end up watching fucking Mushishi?
No. I've watched some
piece
of it.
shit.
I've watched some of it. I've watched
What do you think of it?
I love it. I actually really like it a lot.
It's pretty cool, right?
All right, so now I've got the crime stat.
All right, watch the whole thing because seriously, even the second series, there's only 2 series. It's not like One Piece, right?
Now I don't have personal missions, and
No,
I only
I'm
have
gonna
2 regular
fucking
missions.
make you listen to me. So
Yeah. I was thinking.
watch it because by the end of the second series, it's the most amazing thing ever.
All right, I was watching it with the missus, but
She didn't like it.
no, she liked it. Yeah, but it's just life just gets in the way.
Yes, I agree. I've got nothing. That
I
is
really don't know what to
completely
do.
correct. Just kill some. What are the red things? What are the blue things?
Places I can't travel to. That's my
Blue
quantum
things I
trap.
want to kill. So in
Where
this
should
whole
I go?
server, there's 50 players,
Probably not actually. Let's have a look. How many people are
and
there?
you're one of them, so
There's
49
30.
players.
There's
Oh,
30
so
players.
29 players. Can you like warp to them or something?
If I know where they are, I could, but I don't know where they are.
Can you
let's
smuggle
try.
some narcotics?
Well, I could if I could choose a personal mission, but they're just not showing up.
Oh, well, that's a bug,
That's-
right?
I think so. I think that's a
That's
bug,
got to be a bug.
but I'm not 100% sure. So
There's got to be a personal mission like 100% of the time, right?
that's what I would have thought. Apparently not. All right, let's try and commit some more crimes.
Why wouldn't it show you a personal mission? That seems that's 1000% a bug, surely.
Yeah, I think that it's because the servers update the missions. So
Right.
it's always being server bound. Everything is server bound, so it just affects everything, and it breaks
Is that like
everything.
an anti-pirate? That's like an hacking thing, right? There.
I think it's just the end of the single server logic. There's just no we're at the end of the road in terms of a single server, and everything is just turning to shit because
it's like Johnny and Mnemonic. You're gonna end up the big bad guy's gonna be a dolphin in a water tank.
oh wait, here's some people.
Kill him!
It's a redeemer.
Kill them and steal their stuff in their cargo and sell it.
Why is it when I finally find someone, it's a fucking redeemer?
Is it like a big bad?
That's bad. I don't think I can take a
like,
redeemer.
nuke you, will it? All right,
Yeah.
well, don't do it then. You want an easy target. You want a seagull. You need to find a seagull, not a redeemer.
Oh wait, so the second person came in? No?
I'm gonna BRB.
Alright. At least this here is more populated. It's populated with fucking badasses, which is no good. What about now? Do I have personal missions now? Hey, look at this. All right, we're on the map. Holy fuck, how long did that take? 1 hour and 39 minutes. All right, let's see what we got. Oh. That going to be security? That could be a problem if that's security. All right, let's see how we go. I should just murder everyone, really. I might as well. Oh, he's moving. He's alive. Hits him all. What else we got?
Check fire. Target destroyed.
Well, the other person didn't fuck with me, did they? Alright. That was pretty simple. Let's try another one. Straightforward task. Let's try this one. Insufficient fuel. Oh. We get to see our one. Wait, selling. What about this guy? It's going to be in the security deposit, the security depot. Is the question. Let's try. If he's actually in The depot, that's bad for me. How would I even gear up? We go back to Grim Hex to gear up?
Hello.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you.
We're having
So-
some progress.
Last time I saw you, you were like coming up against a Redeemer, and you're like, no.
Yeah,
in old school Navy terms, I feel like you might be in a fighter plane. Or is a Redeemer like a destroyer?
a Redeemer's like a gunship.
Yeah, like a destroyer, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's
Design-
small.
yeah, but designed to kill bigger ships.
Yeah. I think, is it like a drop ship? I don't know if it can carry many people,
Dropship.
but
Oh.
but yeah, it's just like it has two massive turrets on the bottom and the top, and just like a ton of guns and lots of shields. So, but I've been able to get some personal missions finally. So now I'm doing some illegal missions.
What? You got the game to work?
The game is working a bit, and I'm killing innocent people, basically committing murder. Right next to this security depot thing, which is going
Well, to be fair,
turret.
unless they're babies, you don't know they're innocent.
They did something wrong. They pissed someone off. They got a contract out on them.
So it's unlikely they're babies.
Maybe they owe someone some money. Whoa. Whoops.
Congrats on killing a thing without ramming it.
Well, I don't know why my missiles don't work. It's weird that there's an Avenger Titan there. That's got to be a player, right? He's inside doing a bunker mission, I guess.
Can you like steal his ship like a
Oh.
pirate?
This is a player too. I can steal his ship if his ship is open. That's another player
How
too.
funny would that be? Just steal some dude's like super expensive ship.
Maybe I think this is my bounty. I'm being bounty hunted.
Can you strike a deal? Can you be like, I'll give you half my bounty's worth if we like team up and get the person to put the bounty on me?
He's in a nomad. It's a pretty weak ship.
That mean he's incredibly good or incredibly new?
Yeah, probably no. considering how this fight's going. I don't know why. Oh, he just crashed. That was a real player. Yeah, that guy was a bounty hunter. He knew I was here.
Did you kill him, or were you about to when he DC'd?
Yeah, I think that he just lost control of his ship and crashed.
Crashed the ship or crashed the game?
He crashed into the... I saw him explode, so he crashed the ship.
Oh, well that's cool. GG.
Yeah, I'll count that as a kill.
Well,
okay.
Definitely count as a win.
Yeah, I mean, the bounty hunter came for me and he failed. I keep accepting these Hurston missions, not the ones that are going to take me a million miles away. That guy must be in the bunker doing a bunker mission. So if I had guns and armor, I could actually go into the bunker and try and kill him. That'd be a dick thing to do.
Yeah, which is what you're after, right?
I forgot to play my sample.
Damn, it feels good to be a cat.
The missions that you chose are all like illegal missions?
Yeah, these are all illegal missions. Because I want what I want is to trigger a certain line of missions, these Ruto missions that you pick up in Grim Hex. But I haven't been able to trigger them, and I figured that maybe having a crime stat would help. And now I'm sort of getting a bit distracted. Maybe I should go back to Grim Hex, but the problem is I can't refuel. Oh no, I can refuel. Maybe I can refuel. I can't go to any space stations or cities with a crime stat. That's the thing with a crime stat, it severely limits your ability to play the game. And that's why they need pyro.
100% has to be like some pirate outpost that accepts it.
Yeah, Grim Hex is the pirate outpost, but also other outposts on the planets you can go to. But what you need is like a pyro where the pirates can have their own ecosystem. Criminals live and trade and repair and do all that sort of stuff. So at the moment it's all kind of really undercooked, you know. Like I'll be a bad guy for a bit, I'll die, I'll go to prison and log off. But what you want is for people to be able to live the criminal life.
Man, they're just adding rivers. Just calm down.
Who's going crazy? Someone's going crazy about rivers.
Pick up one fancy river in the whole galaxy. You want fucking intricate interaction between factions. Just baby steps.
What is this? It's an aurora. I like these missions. I like how they're close to the security depots. So I assume I'm going to get shot at.
Because of your crime stat?
Yeah.
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 That makes sense.
But they're supremely easy. They barely move. Whoa, shit. Oh. Famous last words, right? I don't really have to kill the ads. What do you call them? Ads? Call them ads, right?
I have to kill them. I kill them because I like it. So right now I'm not feeling Darth Vader, I'm feeling more Kylo Ren, but it's on the right track.
It's funny, I only started doing personal missions recently, but they're all very similar kind of missions, just like evil versions of the regular missions. But I kind of like it more. They can be a bit more challenging, and the chance that you'll have real players hunting you down adds to the game, I think. So is this an outpost or is this not an outpost? Can I land here? I'm gonna get shot at. Maybe I can land here.
It's basically a scene out of Aliens.
I know, right?
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Security alerted of your crime stat, armistice zone privileges revoked. Fair enough. But can I repair? Yes, I can. Repair and refuel. So I can repair and refuel here. Which means I can make it back to Crusader now.
That's what something like this kind of game where it's like super immersive needs, and that kind of wants to like blur that line between FPS and space pilot sim, right? It's like, let's say you went to a planet, and 9 times out of 10, it's a mission, right? That you're expecting.
Yep.
But that 1 times out of 10, it's like something's fucking off. Everything's abandoned, and it's basically the alien, right? Like, how much would this game change with that?
That would be sick. Like, to have any kind of animals in the game would be amazing. I would love to see any kind of flora or fauna.
Imagine just then, you just drop ship down, right? Imagine you got out of your ship and you went into like the area, and it was just literally that scene from Aliens, where they're like, what the fuck is going on, right? It would be so intense.
Star Citizen is a game of like possibilities. Oh, imagine if this or that or the other. It's like maybe one day this game will fulfill its numerous potentials.
And to be fair, there's nothing else that fulfills that. Like, there's games that do a specific thing, but there's not a game that does all the things.
Yeah. I mean, and they've got such a head start. I mean, they've got a 10-year head start. So anybody who wants to try and challenge them, I know Starfield is coming out, and that game's been in development for about 10 years as well. But
no, that's a completely different game. That's a hardcore Bethesda style RPG.
Yeah.
It'll be amazing, I'm sure.
I think it's going to be really, really amazing. I think it's really going to be amazing.
It won't be the same kind of experience as Star Citizen.
No, because and like you said before, like that interaction with the people that's the special sauce that Star Citizen has. And sometimes I worry, do they realize that? With all of this scripted stuff, with all this AI focus, it's like, man, same with PUBG. It's like when they added bots, it was like, do you understand what you've got? Do you understand the magic that you have? I'm in cute quantum travel, so I'm gonna take a piss.
I know the answer. The answer's no. They don't understand.
if I don't get a Naruto missions now, I'm just gonna put my fist through the screen.
Naruto missions.
Naruto is like a mission giver.
Like the
And I've been trying to get his.
ninja.
I've been trying to get not Naruto, Ruto. I've been trying to get his quest lines again. Ruda. And it's not showing up. I don't know what I did to trigger them before, but they won't come up for me now.
You need to get a mission from Ruda.
Ruda.
Honestly, you know how they release that like art, like what's that called? Like they'd, I guess, like vertical slicer gaming. You know that bullshit thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
But with the salvaging missions.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the atmosphere in that is like real. Like it's fucking sick, right? Like imagine, again, 9 times out of 10, drop in a salvage mission, you salvage some bullshit thing.
Yeah.
But there's a randomizer, and 1 time out of 10, there's like some bullshit alien thing there.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That'd be fucking sick. Or it doesn't even have to be like alien, right? It can be like a secret.
Yeah. Like, I think they have big plans, but like, you know what I mean?
I honestly think the person in charge shouldn't be in charge.
Well, no, like, people say micromanages and stuff, but like, obviously the game is amazing. Like, it looks really beautiful. So,
but
he
you know
should be
the story of Wing Commander, right?
Yeah, and all the other stuff like Freelancer. I know that he's like he got. He didn't do Wing Commander 2, right? He did Wing Commander 1, but not 2.
So, do you know the story of Freelancer then?
Yeah, he started his own company, was developing Freelancer, and then he had to sell his company to Microsoft, and Microsoft finished the game for him.
No, he didn't have to sell it. Microsoft offered, right? So he was like he's like George Lucas, right?
Yeah,
I think
that's
George
good
Lucas
analogy.
is a creative genius. If he's put in charge, you're gonna get. It's like Dan Aykroyd, right? These guys are creative guys. They've got all the ideas in the world. But
Like,
if you don't constrain them,
exactly,
it's a fucking
right?
shit show.
Because Ghostbusters was like a 300-page script. It was like a novel.
Yeah, and Dan Aykroyd's like a lunatic.
He's a fucking lunatic. He wrote this really intricate novel, and people were like, okay, let's pare this back and make a fun 80s comedy. And it was brilliant, right? I feel the same about Quentin Tarantino as well, you know, like, I think that guy's brilliant, but he needs to be, like, Kill Bill didn't need to be 2 movies. Like, you need to be...
I personally don't like Quentin Tarantino. I can, like, see skill. Like, he's obviously very good at what he does. It's just not for me, right?
Like, the opening of...
to, like,
Inglourious Basterds.
Marvel movie directors who I couldn't give a fucking shit about, who are clearly not good at what they do.
Yeah.
Like, Tarantino's not that guy. He's clearly very good at what he does. It's just not for me, and that's okay. But I can't really get into Tarantino movies, even when he did Kill Bill, which is like a movie that's the genre I like. It just it doesn't. There's something about it that doesn't work for me.
No,
and that's okay.
I was bored by that movie, and
same with
he's one of my favorite directors that I liked. What was it called? Django Unchained. I thought that was so beautiful. Django Unchained, yeah. That was so beautiful.
Nah, that's not the one I'm thinking of. What's the one with
Hateful Eight. Hateful Eight?
Hateful Eight.
That was boring.
Eight,
yeah,
that's a movie that's like, I love that style of film. Like, I watched all the, like, I grew up on westerns. It's like, I don't know if it's like that. Same reason I don't like Harry Potter. I don't like that blend.
I thought
do fantasy or do reality. Don't do that blend.
I thought Django Unchained was such a beautiful movie. The end was a bit sort of like a bit janky, but like that was probably one of his best movies he's done in ages, I think. I love Foxy Brown. I love Pulp Fiction, but like, you know, I don't really like a lot of his movies.
Like, the only thing I can absolutely say I loved that he had anything to do with, and I understand he wasn't like the main creative drive behind it was From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, right.
I fucking adore that movie.
I think
And he,
I
like,
knew
plays
about
this
the twist
side character,
beforehand.
right?
Yeah. He plays. Yeah,
And
he
look,
a lot of his.
I think he's a really talented guy. I'll give him credit all day. It's just not for me, and that's like I say, that's fine. I'm not saying he's shit. It's just not my thing. It's fine.
And he's so uneven. Like Inglourious Basterds, the beginning of that movie is just pure cinema, but like the rest of that movie is just kind of goofy and kind of like what's going on in this movie.
That's kind of his thing, right? And I'll
Yeah.
take that every day. I would.
He's a
prefer
genre
to watch
guy, yeah.
Yeah, right. And I would prefer to watch a Tarantino movie I didn't like because
Yeah.
it's his vision.
Did you
over
watch
some Marvel
the-
bullshit any day? Any day.
Did you watch the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No, I haven't watched that. I have a bit of a problem with revisionist history.
It's kind of interesting. Well, yeah, same with Inglourious Basterds, right? That's a bit of a big example of
Like Inglourious
revisionist.
Basterds, again, that it's exactly the same problem I have with it. And it's the same for like gender politics or like race swapping and all that bullshit. It's like I just can't do it. Like
It's the end of that movie, the Hollywood movie, is really like revenge porn or something, or like some bizarre fantasy. I don't know what he's doing with these, like you say, alternative history stuff. It's...
So, do you know the show Vikings?
I've heard of it, but I haven't watched
So
it.
it started off as a pretty like accurate representation, drama like TV show, but representation of like Nordic history, right? And it's gone on a long time. So in the latest season, do you know what a jarl is?
No, not at all.
Or a jarl, I guess if you want to be accurate. A jarl is like a leader of a Viking clan. So in the latest season, there's a black female jarl.
All right, I see.
And it's like there's other stories you can do about empowerment that has to do with female black. I've got no problem with that story, right? But don't do revisionist history. I'm so against that. Like this, like go do a fucking story about Zulu nation before the Europeans showed up. There'll be a billion stories of that bullshit, right? So do that. Don't fuck around with like Nordic bullshit, right? They didn't
Yeah.
even meet black people. let alone the leader of a fucking Viking group being a female black woman. Like, what the fuck is that? Fuck off with that. I hate that shit. I find it demeaning and pandering and bullshit. It makes me angry.
Was her name Token?
No, it was like no, that's worse. It was the actual name of an actual jarl. Like a historical name. It's like, no.
Was he a white man?
Fuck off. Fuck off with that. Of course it was, because it's fucking Nordic leader of a Viking band. It wasn't a black woman. Who would have thought it?
Well,
And no one has a problem with fucking female empowerment. Like, it's not about that. It's just do the stories. There's plenty of stories that you can do with that. Just don't change it. Imagine, take my Zulu example, right? Imagine if you made a Zulu film.
Yep. I'm imagining it.
European interaction, and you just filled all the actors with white actors.
That would be kind of hilarious.
Right? It'd be fucked. It wouldn't make any sense. Don't do it. It's stupid. I would have as much problem with that as I do this. It's not a racism thing. It's a stupidity thing. Got no time for it. Or make it a fantasy. Make it a complete fantasy. It's the reason I don't like Tarantino. He's like blends that line of fantasy and reality, like history and real. Like, it doesn't work for me. He's talented. Like, that's indisputable as far as I'm concerned. He's got a vision and it's very unique and that's amazing and it's what's needed in filmmaking. It's just not for me. That's fine. But if I can't do that blend, and that says more about me than the artist.
You see that? I'm in the red with that dude.
This doesn't. Isn't there like some weird thing where they kill in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah. The whole, you know the basic. I think Ed saw it and he didn't know the history of Charles Manson and the.
Yeah. Don't they end up killing Charles Manson in it?
I don't think so, but they end up killing the people who were going to kill because, Charles Manson sent his underlings.
Basically, they stop the attack.
They I can spoil it for you if you want.
No, I'm not going to watch it. It's just I can't do it.
They go because, it's all about
Hey,
what's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. Those two characters. So he's like some 1960s Western actor, and Brad Pitt is his stunt double. They live next door to Sharon Tate.
Is that LaBelle?
I think he made up a character that's based on a real character.
Yeah, I think Brad Pitt's meant to be based on LaBelle, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know the real story.
I'll double check that.
But the basic idea is that the Manson family go to the wrong house. They go to, because they live next door. So what if they went to the wrong house? What if they went next door? Type of thing.
Which is fine, except the rest of the movie's like got legitimate history in it.
Yeah, it's all about, Hollywood history.
Like those characters like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio are playing. I think Brad Pitt in particular, I'm pretty sure that's based on... I'll have to double check. Let me just double check real quick.
It's possible that Leonardo DiCaprio's character is an amalgamation of different people, but like all real kinds of people, types of people. Oh, it's great that he is. I'm shooting at him and he's not taking any damage. That's wonderful.
Is it though?
Which ship is this? I guess it doesn't matter. All right, let's kill them all. And the last one.
Damn, it feels good to be a gangster.
Is nobody going to collect this bounty on me? I'm already at Yella.
This is inspired by Cary Grant, a stuntman from...
His name is Cary Grant?
as well as a stuntman, professional wrestler, and two-time national judo champion Jean LaBelle. So I think most of it is based on stories about Jean LaBelle, who's like an infamous fucking nut job, legitimate dangerous hard man, who has some legitimate great stories, like historical stories about him. So that's what I knew about that. I thought it was based specifically on Jean LaBelle, and I think Leonardo DiCaprio's character, the actor, I can't remember who's he's based on, but didn't he he's one of those guys that killed his wife and stuff, right? And there's like a bunch of weird shit. Anyway, there's a whole thing about these characters. And then they put him in this revisionist history thing with Charles Manson. It's like, ugh. I don't know, it's not for me. Like Gene LaBelle's a real guy who has a real history, which is a very colourful history. That would be well worth a documentary, right? Or a documentary, or what's that called? Like a
Mockumentary?
movie based on his life.
Biopic? Insufficient Fuel.
Just by himself. You know, and Charles Manson, obviously by himself, would, you know, it's a crazy story. Even, you know, was it? Who was the husband of the wife that got killed? Was it Polanski?
Polanski, yeah.
Yeah, right. So Polanski and what was her name? I said it before. I can't remember now. Too drunk. Tate. Catherine. Is it? No, something Tate, right?
Yeah, Catherine Tate. Yeah, that's right.
Is it Catherine Tate?
Yes. Maybe.
It's definitely something Tate. No, Catherine Tate's a comedian.
Oh, you're right. Catherine Tate is a comedian. She's good. I like her.
Yeah, she's
Sharon Tate. You don't trust me, do you?
No, I checked it. No, I just wasn't sure myself. I trust you.
Is it
You're correct?
Is it Sharon Tate?
Yeah, I think so. So
Yeah, you're right.
and Tate, and then like some fucking, and there's like a whole fucking conspiracy theory about like LSD experiments and government involvement on, you know, that side of things. Like, and then
yeah, I mean,
like kind
for
of weird
me,
pulp revisionist history film. It's like, I don't know, what are you doing? I don't know.
Like, you know, Hateful Eight didn't work for me. The Once Upon a Time in Hollywood didn't work that much.
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards didn't work for me. I like Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, Foxy Brown, and Jackie Brown, and Django Unchained. Even though Django Unchained, the ending of that movie is pretty bad. Not bad, but like weird.
But like skill-wise, none of those films are shit. Like they're all exceptional.
No, especially Django Unchained. It's just beautifully shot. That was one of the first movies
and
where
all
I thought,
of them are like immaculately constructed.
They're just like going through these American landscapes that just look stunning, and obviously shot it on film, so it's just like, oh my god, I want to see this in the cinema. It's one of the first times I thought, like, you really need to see that movie in the cinema. Probably on a print.
Really, the first time? Really?
Well, like, you know, I don't really care so much.
You've never seen any film before that you were like, these.
I'm sure if I saw Dune, it'd be fine. It'd be fine on
what, the
TV.
Original?
No. The Villeneuve version. I'm sure it's fine.
It. I really should.
Yeah, get it in your eyeballs, man.
It looks
it's a bit janky. Like, I think some people are saying, you know, maybe you should wait until like the.
Yeah, but have you read the book?
Yeah. No, I haven't.
Yeah, the book's a bit fucking janky.
I have listened to a podcast about the book series, so I have a basic sort of outline of how the story goes.
Out there.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy that like the first, like the David Lynch movie just stops at the first book. Like the second book is so important. It seems like it's so important, and it seems like Villeneuve is already teasing the second book in flash forwards. I
like him a lot. I really like that director. I think he's amazing. And it's a dark series that doesn't deal with contemporary issues. It's like counter-contemporary, right?
Yeah, especially like stuff like genocide, and you know.
See, even that is superficial in Dune. Like, in the podcast, did they talk about what the story's about? Because it's pretty interesting.
I mean, it's about a lot of stuff, so I think you can't go too deep. They just sort of like had episodes on each book, and they went into Children of Doom and
But
Dune.
what's the narrative? What's the core narrative? It's pretty interesting. It's pretty specific too. Like you can't really mix it up.
Like I would say, I mean, there's elements of like the Middle East and oil and white messiah and white kind of
But this is the same
savior.
reason I like the comic books of Gareth Ennis. It's a deconstruction of the hero complex, right? So if you want to go into
Right.
it, he
Yeah.
specifically uses a Middle Eastern setting to deconstruct the idea of a Christ figure. It's
Yeah.
pretty fucking intense. And the idea of a savior and prophecy being bullshit.
Yeah, and
It's
you
like,
know,
what
obviously,
happens if someone believes it and you follow
right.
that hero's journey, but it's
What's the logical conclusion, right?
No, but also it's actually a unreliable narrator.
Right.
It's like pretty fucked. It's hilarious. It's really nihilistic in a way.
Like I like the idea. I don't know if I could read the books, if I could get through the books or not. People
It's
say that
pretty
it's hard to
rough.
read.
Yeah, it's dense. You can't read them once. You know, you got to read them a couple of times. There's just too many like weird phrases and words that don't make sense unless you've read it like things in the first book that you're reading are like so weird, but only make sense like after like the second or third book.
Right.
So it's like you got to kind of, and obviously you can't start with the third book. You gotta like sort of like battle through it and then reread it, and it's like, oh right, now I'm kind of getting there. Well, that was my experience with it anyway. Like all that fucking phrase of like the Tesseract or whatever the fucking
Right. Yeah.
you know, like the prophecy stuff. It's like all these weird phrases, and it's like doesn't really interact with any of the rest of the story. It kind of makes sense later.
Oh.
The thing that the first book does really well, I think, is describe the way the, you know, like the female clan.
Yeah, the Jesuits.
Yeah, right.
Jesuits.
I love the way he describes how they come to power and what their power is. That's pretty sick.
Right.
About how they control the bloodlines.
Yeah.
How they have access to the memories of all their blood. It's like that's pretty sick. That's cool.
And they're just supposed to make women, and Jessica makes a man.
Allegedly.
And I know that because like Paul has kids, and that like the Children of Dune gets really weird, and then there's
really weird.
And then like the fourth book, there's like a jump of like 30,000 years or something, and one of Paul's kids has turned into like a giant worm god.
Yeah, but
he's about to die or something, and that's he's like looking back on his life.
There's reasons why that happened. Like it follows it pretty, like it's explained surprisingly well for the content that you're talking about. But that's the problem, right? It doesn't make sense unless you've read book 4, and then of course you got to go back to book 1 to make it all link in. It's fucked. It's like crazy writing.
I definitely think book 1 and book 2 are like inseparable. You can't have Dune without Dune Messiah, because Dune Messiah is the deconstruction where it all kind of like falls apart for me. Like, you know, like this. If you just look at Dune, it's just like, oh, isn't being a white savior cool? Aren't Messiahs awesome?
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's a typical hero story. So hopefully Villeneuve really explores like you say, deconstructing that kind of idea of.
That's his thing. Like he's.
I assume that's what attracts him about the story as well,
yeah.
Right? Well, I don't know what the fuck to do. I
I
can't
hope he
get
gets
this
to make
remake.
like 4 movies.
That would be amazing.
Like imagine watching like the son interact with like the baby worms and incorporating that into his being so he can live a million years and like see his prophecy, like his plan play out, but also trying to counteract his like abomination from his like past lives. Do you know that shit?
No. His past
So
lives as well.
So he I don't know how
Wait,
you put
who's
it. I
he?
guess
Like Paul?
his son.
His son.
He turns into the worm god.
The worm god, right.
The
Because
whole
there's a
reason
daughter.
why that's a choice he makes.
Right.
And it's a very specific choice for a very specific reason. So I don't want to spoil it too much. So
I should read the books. They sound
yeah.
fucking nuts.
I think you get a kick out of them. It's kind of your thing. It's so the great thing I love about it, and it's what I loved about this. Like I love Blade Runner, right? And I really like the sequel.
Oh, right, yep.
And the
The,
reason and that's Villeneuve as well, right?
Yeah.
And the reason I love the sequel is because the hero of the story, about 2/3 of the way through, has this revelation where he thinks the hero and he realizes he's not.
Yep.
And it's so nihilistic. And it's like, oh, that's fucking brutal and brilliant, right? And it's like that is Dune. There's a whole like gimmick of Dune. It's like you're not special no matter what anyone tells you. And no matter what you think, it's irrelevant. You're nothing. It's like fuck. It's so good. I think Villeneuve does that very well. So I'm excited to see a series that he does. That's why he was on board to do an Alien film. I thought Alien.
Oh, really?
Alien again. Good Alien movies is realistic, right? It's not heroic. It's like there's no win, right? It's like a good zombie movie, right? The old zombie movies were not about the heroes winning.
No, usually they died, right?
Exactly.
How the fuck am I supposed to get to this target?
It's a comment on society. It's good stuff.
I wish the missions would tell you if you need like FPS gear or not. I assume
Have you
that
seen
they
the
will.
Viking yet?
No. I want to see the Northman, but
The Northman. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry.
I don't know if it's in cinemas yet. Like Japanese release dates are weird. I can't go in there.
There's a lot of red lasers coming out. Can you shoot those guns?
I can shoot. I know I can shoot these orbital sentries. Maybe can I shoot the guns? Good question. I know that I can.
A Star Wars movie. There you go.
Oh.
You're just gonna fucking
No, that's no good.
kamikaze it like always.
No, that's no good. That's no good. That's no good. That's no good.
You could not have got close.
There's a way to land here, right?
I don't know. Like on the structure that has the big red square on it.
Yeah. Hang on.
You have to get out of the ship and like float across.
Yeah, I have to go get out of the ship, but now my marker's changed. What's going on?
It's fine now. They've forgiven you.
I think this mission's bugged. Because where is the where's the marker? I thought I had to go into the security area. No?
You read the mission?
Search for these guys. Word is they've been haunting the security post lately, so you probably want to start there. Right? So I'm here.
Does that usually give you more information when you
No.
picked over an element?
They never give you any info.
Just drive up next to it and get a ship and board it. Just...
Yeah. That's what I'm going to have to do.
To your left, shoot it. Oh, it's like that. It's like that Millennium Falcon scene where they're like stuck on a bit of trash.
Yep. My ship's a little bit beat up, but I think it's doing all right. Okay.
It's fine.
It's basically fine. Now the problem is, I have no guns.
That does sound like a problem.
No armor, no guns.
So for boarding a foreign ship that's shooting at you, you're gonna try and
Yeah,
board
this
it with
is
basically pajamas on and a teddy
this is
bear.
the security outpost. So,
You need to go back to basic training. I don't think you're past your tactical training. It's not a
okay,
decision.
okay, we're on site. How do we get inside? It's gonna be okay because we're gonna find a loot box with tons of gear.
Do you have an amount of oxygen?
No.
You got a rebreather.
Oh shit.
Oh. Punch him.
The time to kill is quite quick in this game.
Well, especially when you're wearing pajamas. You might need some armor and a weapon.
Look at them, there's 3 of them. The bastards.
Yeah, what do you expect? He goes into a freaking armed facility with pajamas and no weapon. It's ridiculous. You deserve to be killed.
Seriously, I'm in Everest Harbor, I'm not in prison? That's gotta be a mistake. That's gotta be a bug. Do I count that as a fail?
It sounds like a 50-50 on that call.
What else could I do?
What are we counting as a fail? Are we counting bad decisions as a fail?
That's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
If it's like your own personal bad decisions, that's 1000% a fail. Yes.
What the flip? I'm not in prison?
Like, should I have boarded a hostile facility wearing pajamas and having no offensive weaponry? That is, yeah, you should add 1 to the fail. In fact, you should make a whole other category of retardation and add 1 to that. That's how bad that was.
All my guns are here.
What the hell is this? This looks like a bloody post-apocalyptic nightmare.
This is the hospital at Grim Hex.
Grim Hex needs to spend some money on its infrastructure.
Yeah, this is like a hospital, so it's pretty sort of gross for a hospital. I think somewhere there is a
No one's going into outpatients here. This is
this is the operating theater.
Oh, yeah. It's like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Like proper pen and paper Cyberpunk, not bullshit computer game Cyberpunk.
Like pretty jank, pretty dirty.
Yeah.
I don't know, there's like just piles of garbage everywhere.
No, it's super grim. It's really unpleasant.
But this is the only place you can go to when you've got a crime stat.
Oh, that's thematic. That's cool. I like that. You need to find yourself a fence. I need to play pen and paper role play more.
But yeah, I like Grim Hex. Grim Hex is cool. Why is there like a dumpster? It's like right in the middle of the. It would be analogous
as a
commentary.
Yeah. Not for the game, just like the state of society.
Grim Hex is one of my favorite.
The game is actually like, I pressed it, how well it's running.
I know, right? Supposedly there will be some performance improvements next patch, so we'll see about that.
You could definitely do with that, but it's been worse.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm gonna call it. Fuck this. But of the 6 or so fails that we had today,
7. That last one was definitely a fail.
Of the 7 fails that we had today,
Yep.
I would say maybe 2 or 3 of them might have been game related.
Yeah, no, they're definitely mostly decision based.
Some of it was internet based. I don't know what the fuck was happening with my my internet.
I forgot about that. At least half of those were hardware internet problems. Yeah, absolutely.
And some dicey decisions, but only a couple.
2 out of the 7 would have been gameplay.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So that's pretty good. Yeah. But Star Citizen could always improve. That's the great thing about the game. It can always get better.
Every game could always improve.
All right, mate. Well, thank you for keeping me company.
Well, vice versa, and thanks for showing me that fucking amazing music. That was sick.
Yeah. She's got another. She's got another album that I also kind of like, called "All Bitches Die," which I think is a fucking cool title.
Yeah.
For
Can't deny that.
for an album. It's pretty fun to sing along to that song too. Just all bitches die. It's really fun. But yeah, I'll leave that with you, and I'll talk to you the next time.
All right. Well, just keep in mind I'm only online really for Saturday night's probably my last late night, and then I'm going to be being a legitimate adult for 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, well, it's start of Golden Week for me, so I'm about to get illegitimate.
Fuck the timing.
Yeah, so maybe I'll be around on Saturday. Maybe Ed will want to stream with me on Friday. Maybe.
Always miss out on all the fun. Good, legitimate though. Thanks for that music.
No worries, mate.
1000% check that out. That's amazing.
Enjoy. Take care.
Thank you. Night night.